All right. So I am going to be watching multiple YouTube videos, starting with Derp with Kerp, and they are going over um, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. Okay, that's what we're going to be watching. I'm 8 minutes in. I started the stream earlier, and I was having issues with it. I'm not sure why. But I was, and now I'm here, and now we're about to watch this. And I'm not really sure where this is gonna start, so I'm waiting for about a minute, and we're about there. And I'm gonna go ahead and hit play. And play.
Around then, 2011, you start hearing this drivel about your platform. Well, that's a plane of cause, right? And you can create effects with that. You just need to disseminate the
Yes, that's why all the billionaires are buying up all the media companies, and right now there's a big deal. Netflix is trying to buy Warner Brothers, and there's surely a reason for that besides making money.
As long as they consolidate into just two choices, one way or another, we have a white and black square. That's all I care about.
Yeah. Did you mentioned Tracy Twyman? Someone sent me a copy of a book she wrote called Genuflect, and I have not read it yet. I don't know how familiar.
I started reading it online, and then but it's like gross, and it's one of them deals where people write a fictional book about like real stuff they found. Now, I would rather people didn't do that, to be honest with you. But I guess it's dangerous to do, so I guess you have to go read the fiction of ex-spies.
Okay, yeah, she was an interesting person, man. She was tied into some really strange occult stuff. I read Clock Shavings that she wrote, where she was doing Ouija board seances to Lucifer and Cain and all this stuff.
To Baphomet and to
Baphomet.
That's one thing I don't want to mess with ever is a Ouija board. I've heard so many bad stories.
Yeah.
The creepiest part is the thing about like they're doing this. They have dreams to make a better Ouija board. Like they're getting a download, and then they did make it. They made a better. You get to the letters easier, but the thing that's wild is she has no preconceived notions going in. I just want to see where it works and go see where it goes. Like if you were just following a story, but as I'm reading, I'm like, it's a horror movie. It's like you're watching a horror movie.
Right.
You're like, oh no, I don't, She did everything. She did every fucking thing except put on a Christian necklace.
Yeah, right.
She did every accursed thing you could do except putting on the sonnet shoe pendant. That anyway, little details were the most interesting. She got so many little details that were so interesting, and also noticed a bunch of things that really you can use to correlate a lot of data, I think.
Interesting. Yeah, I've yet to deep dive into Tracy's research, but I've got a little bit of background on her, and she certainly was.
Dude, I don't know who would do. We had Chris Knowles on talking about it because it didn't end great for her. I don't know if you know that, but when you get involved in that shit, it doesn't end out good. It ends up not that good.
Yeah. That's what the whole occult thing is. And look, I want to briefly tell the audience who I am in my worldview real quick, so that they understand where I'm coming from with it, because I was born and raised in a Christian church that I didn't really love. It wasn't really my bag.
What church? What Christian church?
It was the Church of the Nazarene. It was like
what's that?
It's like a non-denominational rock band church.
I have that. There's a Church of Nazarene literally right up the street, not even a block from me. Actually, a half a block catty corner to me. Interesting. That's kind of cool. Weird.
Oh, you went to Rock Church?
Yeah. And fun fact, Charles Manson also went to a Church of the Nazarene back in the day. But
is it William Branham? Is it one of them William Branham?
That is insane. I wonder if it's the exact same one, because I live in the neighborhood that Charles Manson actually grew up in. What the
fucking IHOP kind of things?
I have no idea. I don't know what that means.
Okay, so there's all the International House of Prayer. I just met a dude that went to it.
Okay.
There's a guy, Mike Bickle, that just got exposed as like, now you're going to want to buckle up for this. A PDF file. Now get ready to be shocked out of your chair when I tell you he was exposed as kind of a diddler.
Okay.
Anyway, they are one of the creepiest See, I don't think people pay attention to other people's silly, spooky churches. Like as soon as you said rock and roll church, I know exactly what you're talking about. Because I used to date a girl that went to one of them, and boy, that I call them fuck church because a lot of young hot performers in them, and they're all fucking.
Well, I'm a
Okay,
minute in.
you might as well
So.
call it fuck church. That's a Justin Bieber fuck church, where the fucking pastor shows dick neck, right? The guy's got a belly shirt, and he's like, "I just heard from G." But IHOP, believe it or not, as creepy as that is, IHOP, I would say, is worse. There's one guy, we played it on another episode, where the guy, when I first had Neil from Nossick and Foreman on, the guy's talking about how Jesus was loving on him at 4 a.m. Jesus came into his hotel room and just loved up on him all night long.
Oh, that's
and
odd.
then he told the guy about the talk he was going to give to these teens, and the guy was like, "Don't give that talk. This is a story." Whoever it was like correctly said, "Don't say that."
Man,
but he's telling it. He's a slick creep, and it's all Gnostic fucking Kabbalah bullshit. All of it. They all are into Kabbalah. Every single one of them, and you can trace it right back to that every time.
Yeah, you'll find a lot of let me come back to that because there's a lot of like Zionist elements involved with a lot of the sort of evangelical non-denominational churches, it seems, because they're all obsessed with this James Nelson Darby dispensationalist, let's trick Jesus into coming back and ending the world stuff. But
what are they called? The British Israelites? The one because I knew about this a long time ago because of this great book called Kooks by Donna Cosi that I had like 20 years ago when I was in art school. It was such a good book, dude. I think I got it when I was in high school. So it was like 97 or something. I bought this book before internet. She had the museum of the Kooks Museum, and she collected everybody's gibberish from Haight from everywhere, like dinosaurs. So a lot of stuff that, which is weird as hell, I've seen in like animes and shit where like dinosaurs are the devil, or flat earth. I'd never heard of anybody being into flat earth. It really wasn't that big a thing. Well, there's flare-ups of it generationally, such as in the the time of all the cuckoo cults of out of Albany. That's where it comes from. And she had a whole thing about, and it was this town called Zion, Michigan, and they were a flat earth cult town. It was like Clearwater for Scientology, but a flat earth. And they had rules of no globularists. That's what they called
globularists.
And women were not allowed to ride a horse, probably, for some kind of vibrator reasons, I'm guessing. And you couldn't drink. They had all like Mormon prohibitions on things. Whenever they have that of don't put anything in your body like caffeine or whatever, I think that's it's like your Kobe beef or Wagyu. Like they want your meat nice and pollutant free.
Yeah.
I
see. Yeah, that's interesting. Right? That's
anyway,
in that flat Earth. The flat Earth thing. It's rooted in, I think, James Nelson Darby was the one who sort of first proposed that, if I'm not mistaken. But
I didn't know that. Is that true? I had never heard that. I always thought it was that, but strangely, this Zion, Michigan town that I always imagined was some kind of Darbyist thing. No, it was a Catholic cult. So then I started thinking, I'll bet this is some Jesuit shit, because it's such a counterbalance. Like if I look at the motives of that, right? Like, hey, maybe the earth is flat. I don't give a shit. I don't understand how it matters to anyone. Mm-hmm. And I ask like, why, because they get you to believe that, they get you to believe anything. Well, no, they can't, because I don't believe anything. Also, if I get you to believe it's flat, I could do the same. So I'm still not seeing a difference to make it feel like you're farther away from God, because what? I don't know what the fuck that means. Mm-hmm. To me, it's one of those bulwark beliefs, like back when Chappelle and what's his name, that rapper, were like, I don't believe in the moon, or we went to the moon, or Osama bin Laden is real, kind of. And they were like, oh yeah, I remember it. They've been on talk shows talking about it, and it was like a debate. I mean, by the way, they were probably right. But it's like a fuck you belief, because it's a counterbalance to too much of a thing going the other way. So if I'm a thousands, how many was 1,000 something years of Jesuit? How long have they been around? Long time. Like a CIA doing mind tactics way longer than the CIA, going back out, like the Inquisition, with the meticulous notes where you torture people and see when they dissociate. And I bet they learned so much, dude. And you got confessions from powerful people, like Epstein tapes of the powerful. That's what those confessions are.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got all these MK. I'm doing a deep dive into MK Ultra right now, and that's a lot of the stuff they talk about came from the Nazi scientists were really going for it, and in America we were like, well, we need to get in on this because they came up with all these excuses as to why we should practice these things. But when you look at the history of it, you'll find that we were doing, like Dr. Oscar Yanniger was doing similar research before officially MK Ultra.
You know what they did? They alchemically laundered their horrible shit through Nazis.
Yeah, totally.
They alchemically, the thing the
right.
Rockefellers that they're still into to this very day, they're all still into it. I don't know how many. Just the fact we have an Olympics should tell you they're still into it. A eugenics festival to pagan gods.
I have to see it.
And people are like this year's was
what
really
are you talking about exactly?
Pagan and satanic. Did you think the whole thing wasn't that? Like, it's the Olympics. It's not called the Jesus Games, geniuses. You already were at a thing that's like, if you believe in that, I'm not telling you what to believe, but
right, send it over,
you had a Nephilim Games, dipshits. What do you expect there to be? Not lady boys and weird Greek shit.
Yeah, Hitler was the one that sort of let that cat out of the bag when he reinstituted the flame, right? Having the flame come from the Temple of Hera in Greece, and then the lengths they go to get this flame all the way to wherever the games are in the whole world. They'll fly it across the ocean. Like, it's insane. And like, there's a reason why they don't just take a lighter and just, hey, it's in LA this year. Okay, let's go light it.
Right. It has to have this ritualistic thing. They have to make a good show of it because it goes out a lot. Do you have ever seen like the saga of my internet historian, who I love his shit, dude, but he made a great thing about it. About the Olympic flame, how like bird shit, or one time they didn't know it was full of like pigeons or something and lit it. So the whole stadium stunk like burning pigeons.
Holy crap. No, I didn't hear that.
And so now they do like more mechanical things instead of having to rely on this. That's why I think we did go to the moon at the end of the day. Well, I didn't. Because you wouldn't put a blue Masonic flag up there unless you have to do that. Okay, if like an American flag, okay, you're faking that you were there, and that's to lie to me, the chump at home who is American, right? Okay. But you can't do that with a secret society flag. No, you got to fucking the ritual significance of that is, to me, is very great. And I don't think you're allowed to fake that. Now, I'm sure the multiple whatevers are fake, and I'm sure like what would happen if something bad? Everyone's gonna get to watch it live on TV. They weren't gonna there has to be something already built in. There's already missing footage with various explanations of like, they had spy footage there that they're collecting. All the way up to there's like lizards giving him the finger around the rim of the grave. They cut out the thing. They're here. They're giving us the finger. That's the one that I heard. I can't remember who told